Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Policeman shot at ATM in Spanish Town. A policeman was shot and injured while at the automated teller machine ATM along Old Harbour Road in Spanish Town, St. Catherine. The police inspector, who is attached to the St. Catherine North Police Division, was rushed to the Spanish Town General Hospital, where he was being treated. The incident reportedly happened sometime in the afternoon. It is reported that the policeman was at the ATM when he was pounced upon by men armed with guns who opened fire. The cop was hit in the region of his hip. His attackers escaped. The injured cop was then taken to hospital. Trelawney man charged with shooting death of 2-year-old boy. Detectives assigned to the Criminal Investigations Branch in the Trelawney Police Division have charged a man with the shooting death of 2-year-old Adrian Jerome Campbell in his Clarkstown community Sunday night. The accused has been identified as Anthony Finley, also known as Boy Blue, and body man of the Clarkstown, Trelawney address. Reports are that about 8 p.m., the Trelawney police responded to a shooting in Mackhill district. Investigators reveal that Finley and a male cousin were embroiled in a conflict. Finley reportedly left the scene and returned with a firearm, which was used to open fire at his cousin, who was seated in a Honda motor car. It was reported that the bullets missed the intended target and hit Campbell, the 2-year-old boy, who was seated in the rear of the car. The boy was rushed to the Falmouth General Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Finley fled the scene, but was subsequently nabbed by lawmen during a stop-and-search operation in the parish. A date is to be set for the accused's first court appearance. Educators line up behind JTA President. Jamaica Teachers Association JTA President Lasandra Harrison is being backed by some members of the union who have threatened to stage a protest in agreement with her decision to refrain from signing off on the government's latest wage offer. The concerns of the teachers who took to their WhatsApp group come 2 days after the signing of the wage offer was done at the Ministry of Finance and Public Service. The JTA, through its Secretary General Dr. Mark Nicely, wrote to the Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark, conveying the wishes of the delegates who represent the 78 District Association island-wide, and requested that he execute the necessary processes to facilitate the signing of the heads of agreement. Maybe this was the reason why the president didn't sign. In his finance minister budget presented, the minister said 12 billion was budgeted for teachers. Now he wanted our president to sign for 11.8 billion. What happened to the rest of the money? A perturbed educator said. What I admire about my president, she reads and cross-reference. She does her due diligence. If she had gone and signed, the detractors would have castigated her for not doing her due diligence, the educator added. Another teacher shared that it was illegal for the JTA president-elect to sign off on the wage offer. We need a lawyer to look into the agreement reached by the JTA with a signature from the JTA president-elect. This is illegal, and the Minister of Finance should not have allowed this to happen. The signature of the president-elect is illegal, the teacher stated. The educators also questioned outside calls for Harrison to resign. Why should she resign? Because she stood her ground? She stood for the cause? She decided that she would do her job with integrity? Why should you go out and cause chaos tomorrow morning? The president that was elected was the one who should sign off on the contract, and since she didn't sign the contract, I believe it should not be accepted, the teacher said. Another educator said they played straight politics with this negotiation, and the president would have none of it, but instead, she tried her best to do things in the best interest of the teachers. Other educators who expressed that Harris upheld her integrity asked their colleagues to join in a stage of protest in honor of her efforts. Should unite and plan a demonstration at the JTA head office in support of Madam President. She wanted much better for us. She just answered the question of the type of persons around her and their intent to sell us out, said one teacher. Another colleague agreed, we need to stand by the president. We protest if she is forced to resign. On Sunday, the JTA announced that 80% of its delegates, 629 who attended a special call virtual delegates conference, voted to accept the latest wage package offered by the government, while 19% of eligible voters, 147, said no. Trelawney records first road fatality. The Trelawney Police Division has recorded its first road fatality since the start of the year, after a female passenger died as a result of injuries sustained during an accident on the Cooper Spin Main Road in the parish Wednesday afternoon. The identity of the deceased has not yet been ascertained. The police confirmed the accident to reporters but could not provide any other details. Last year, the parish recorded 31 road fatalities. Man before court for assaulting wife damaging plates. A St. James man who is accused of assaulting his wife and damaging her plates was given a new court date after mediation failed. Vincent Kerr appeared before the St. James Parish Court on Wednesday, charged with assault occasioning bodily harm and malicious destruction of property. The court heard that on February 27, the couple was at home when they got into an argument. During the dispute, Kerr allegedly grabbed the complainant by her blouse and dragged her out of the house, causing her to bang her head against the grill and injuring one of her feet. Kerr is also accused of kicking 2 boxes of plate along to the complainant, causing damage to them. The matter was adjourned momentarily to allow the couple to participate in a mediation session with a probation officer who was present in court. When the case was revisited, the court was informed that mediation had failed. The complainant, who entered the courtroom hopping on one foot, informed the court that she had no further interest in mediation or restorative justice. In light of the failed mediation, presiding parish judge Sasha Simit Ashley set the case for mention on May 1 and extended Kerr's bail. Unvaccinated persons in Westmoreland still being hospitalized with COVID-19. Citizens of Westmoreland are being encouraged to take the COVID-19 shot, as unvaccinated persons are still being hospitalized with the illness. The advice came from the Medical Officer of Health for the parish, Dr. Marcia Graham, during the monthly meeting of the Westmoreland Municipal Corporation held in Savannah Lamar on March 9. Since February 1, we have had 10 suspected cases that we will be investigating as possibly being COVID-19 related. We continue to have unvaccinated adults being admitted to hospital, and so we still are encouraging persons to get vaccinated. We have the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. 1 dose gives you good protection, and we have the Sinopharm as well, she pointed out. Dr. Graham encouraged older citizens and persons with chronic conditions in particular to get the jab. Meanwhile, the medical officer is encouraging parents of children 12 years and younger to ensure that they are fully immunized. Some are at early childhood and primary schools, and so we really will be looking at how we can identify all of these children and do what is necessary to protect them, she said. Measles, polio, and other such disease we can do without as a parish, and we have vaccines that have been effective in preventing these, and we need to ensure that we don't have any vulnerable children, Dr. Graham outlined. She added that the Health Ministry is collaborating with the Ministry of Education and Youth to reach unvaccinated children. May is Child's Month, and so by the end of May 2023, the requirement is that all students need to have a copy of their immunization card at the school, because the Ministry of Health will be partnering with the schools to access these records to see if all the children are adequately immunized for their age. Where there are gaps identified, we will fill that gap by administrating the vaccines, she informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification